Hello guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about my AlphaBridge gear set for the Division, and I'm going to be showing off my stats. And the thing is, I haven't been playing the Division a whole lot ever since 1.6. I've had other games I'm trying to concentrate and get content out for, but this is a pretty decent build. It's not great, but for what we have right now, 1.6, I did build this over 1.5, and then get my guns and stuff and little things here and there. But like I said, I do rate my gear sets as completion as 1% to 100%. I consider this around 80 to 82% completely complete. Um, Now, I'm going to show off my stats. Now, as you know, we don't get all of the talents from both guns. So I tried my best to work. Now, this worked with what I had. This is actually, I'm going to be showing you the SMG build on AlphaBridge and the assault rifle build on AlphaBridge. Now, bear in mind that now SMGs has a max crit hit chance of a 22.5, somewhere in that vicinity. Now that's just off of the gun. That doesn't mean that you can't put mods in it or on your gear and then pulse and all these things. So when you see this crits that I do have, or the percentage, the highest on crit hit chance can go is to 60%. Anything over 60% is actually wasteful. So make sure that if, say, you get 60% on your gun without having to have a skill, then if you used like having pulse, if you use pulse, then you'd be wasting that percentage on that crit hit chance off of that. Now, if you're in a team, I can understand you're wanting to use it and help other people out, but if you're not, then it's pretty much wasteful if you have a 60% crit hit chance. But other than that, guys, we're going to get into this. Now, we're going to go across my abilities, and I do have booster shot, and I have air burst. And when the talents come into effect, I have adrenaline, battle buddy, and combat medic, and on the move. Now we'll go over here and I will show you my guns. As you can see, I'll start going across the top. My DPS is 271, 572. Toughness is 356, 015. Skill power is 91, 245. Firearms are 7235, stamina is 4933, electronics is 2765. As you know, now with AlphaBridge, you don't have to have the certain amount of stamina, electronics, or firearms in order to unlock that talent on the gun if you're using two of the same kind of gun. Now, that is really useful because that makes your DPS a far more superior build with AlphaBridge than it was before. Now, you may not have the big ass number that you did when you was with AlphaBridge before, but you had to have a certain amount of stamina, electronics, and firearms in order to do that. And I do believe that AlphaBridge is still useful. I've ran in PvE with it a lot. I haven't got to test it in PvP, which I'm pretty sure it's going to shred there too, just because this build is specifically for PvP, but I have been running in PvE with it, and it's been melting like butter. So other than that, I don't put no mods in my secondary to make, that's going to have the other talent that I want to put onto my primary. So I'm not going to go over that. I'm not even going to go over my pistol because none of that really matters with AlphaBridge. I mean, you can go over your pistol and you can actually talk about, well, this is my pistol and this is what I'm going to do with it, but that's the whole point of this build is your primary and your talents. I don't feel like I'm going to have to use my primary at any, or not my primary, but my pistol at any certain time using this build, so therefore I'm not going to focus with that. That's just a lot of waste of time that a lot of people do on these videos. They don't tell you, well, I'm not going to use that, or I'm not going to use it, okay? It's simply put. So this is the main gun I'm using on this SMG build. All right, now we'll go in here and I'll show you that with my MP7 that I'm using, I have a 20% crit hit chance, which is 2.5% under what the max is. Like I said, work in progress, 80% done on a whole gear set, including my guns. The damage is a 17.6K a bullet with 900 and 96 RPMs and 42 in the mag. Now this is what comes into play. When you're running SMG, you want that crit hit chance high as possible, but also with an MP7 shooting this fast, it's going to make it a little unstable. So I sacrificed a little crit hit chance for stability. So I could probably be running around 55% on my crit hit chance, but I'm not because I'm trying to get more stability on it. Having that high RPMs, you want the stability if you haven't got it. People will say, well, the MP7 is steady enough. But think of it this way, the more steadier the gun is, the better the headshots you can make, and thereon and therefore and make more damage than hitting the chest. But like I said, I hit the chest a whole lot, but if you can make a gun very stable that has these kind of RPMs, even more stable than what it already is, you can just lay it on the head of a person and just melt them. It's just over. But anyways, we have 20% critical hit chance. And we'll go down here. My talents are fierce, responsive, unforgiving, and competent. To me, these are the best that you can get for PvP. Fierce is 5% guaranteed crit hit chance coming off your gun. Responsive is just ridiculous. When you're closer than 10 meters to the target, your damage is increased by 10%. Unforgiving is so useful when it comes to PvP now, because you can stand up to somebody and they can keep power driving you, knocking you down, your health down. That one bar goes down, your damage increases to 10%. And then if you get 2 segments off, you're 25%, which is really tricky now because of the way you're going to heal yourself. So you got to know how to heal yourself. I like to only have 1 bar off now since we don't get the healing effects that we did before. But still, that would be 20% right there. And then you got competent is after using a skill, no matter how far you are from the person, your weapon damage is increased by 10% for 15 seconds. So imagine popping a skill within 10 meters, right? And you have somebody that's knocked off a bar of your health. You're getting 30% increase of damage, and you also have 5% increased on critical hit chance off of you. All of that, and it's not hard to have all that activated at the same time. So it's amazing. Anyways, we'll go over here. Extended mag is 110.5% and 3% critical hit chance, 4.9% rate of fire. You got your sight that's 7.5% critical hit chance, 4% critical hit damage, 6% headshot damage. And your muzzle is 6.5% critical hit chance, 4% critical hit damage, 6% headshot damage, and 45% reduced threat. And your underbarrel is 13.5% stability, 4.5% reload speed, and 4% critical hit damage. Now, there, we're done. When you're running with AlphaBridge, you really only need to pay attention to the main gun you're using, because I don't see you switching in and out between guns. You may want to, but when you have these kind of talents, why would you want to? You have the fastest shooting, pretty much the fastest shooting SMG in the game. It's going to melt. Now, if you can get an AUG, honestly, I'd prefer an AUG and over the MP7. They're more stable. They seem like their damage is more. Yes, they are lower RPMs, but I believe that they could round out to beat the MP7. That's just my opinion. Other than that, guys, let's go over here, and we're going to show you right here. You can see 51% critical hit chance on this MP7 with a 59% critical hit damage, a 62% headshot damage. All right. Now we're going to go down here, and we're going to show you survivability. My max health is 241,419. And my armor, which is not the biggest thing in the world anymore, it's 32.19% armor mitigation. I think you can go 33 or a little bit over 33, somewhere in that area. I've not really tested it out. Now, my health regeneration is 24,142 per second. Or once it comes into effect, kind of somewhere in that vicinity. I feel like this is a really good build for your SMG. Like I said, 80% build done complete with AlphaBridge, and that's counting my SMG build and what I'll show you on my assault rifle build. Now, we can go over here and you can see that I have the Barrett's chest piece with 1981 armor, 1746 firearms, and of course you already know the talents already. You guys have been playing so long. If not, you guys can pause it and look at it. Attributes is 5% enemy armor damage, 16,508 health, and 50% ammo capacity, with a 267 firearms mod with 3243 health, and another firearms mod with 267 firearms and 3243 health. Now, I strive to have health in every mod now. It's health is mod, or health is like your beta now. I mean, they took armor away and gave you health. So health is kind of like the beta now. It's the one that you want to stack into. I know stamina point per point, it was like 30, I believe, per point when it came to stamina before 1.6 hit. And after 1.6 hit, I believe it's 15 per point now. So it's went down half of what it was. So now you don't really want to spec in the stamina. You want to be able to roll health on your mods and on your gear if you can. And now that's running DPS, stuff like that. Of course, firearm mods with that, and but play the game the way you want. Don't let me talk you into playing a different way. This is the way I play. But anyways, we got the AlphaBridge backpack with 1227 armor, 1524 firearms. That's including my mod I'm going to tell you about. 8% critical hit damage, 53% ammo capacity, and that's 100%. Or excuse me, the mod is 262 firearms with 3289 health. And guys, if you know me, you've watched my videos, you know on my DPS I only run 6% first aid self-heal on all 4 performance mods. That way we can have 24 extra % heal on top of whatever you've got already. It's always great when you don't got a lot of skill power, you want all the healing you can get off of your heals. We've got an AlphaBridge mask, which is 963 armor and 1492 firearms with attributes of 3% critical hit chance, 15% blind death resistance. And we have a 231 firearms with 3319 health. And we have Savage gloves that are 957 armor, 1256 stamina with 856 SMG damage, 14% critical hit damage, and 6% critical hit chance. And we've got a AlphaBridge holster is 937 armor, 1261 firearms, 1264 stamina, 1205 electronics with 8327 health. And we've got a knee pads with 1630 on armor, 1263 stamina, 16,061 health, 30% disorient resistance, 29% bleed resistance, and 50% increased kill XP with 267 firearms, 3243 health. And of course you got your performance mod. Like I said, all 4 slots for performance mod is going to be 6% first aid self-heal. Now, for all you guys and girls that do not know about AlphaBridge and what it actually provides, 2 pieces of it gives you 100% health regen. That's kind of like, in other words, when you're out of combat, a lot of times it kicks in, or if you just duck down, stuff like that, not being shot at, I believe for a certain amount of time, it'll come into effect. 3 pieces is 5% weapon damage. And 4 pieces if your primary and secondary weapon is of the same category, and that means if it's 2 SMGs, 2 pistols, or not pistols, but 2 shotguns, 2 LMGs, 2 assault rifles, you get what I'm saying here? They share the free talent. All talent requires are ignored for all weapon talents, which is really, really good. Now, as you can see, my mods and, some of my mods and some of my armor and all these things are not the best that they could possibly be. Like I said, 80% out of 100%, counting for the SMG build I just showed you. And the assault rifle, all I got to do is switch over into assault rifle and switch switch my gloves out, and boom, we're going to have the assault rifle build. Other than that, guys, we're going to get right back with that, and we're going to go right here. Change over. Let's make sure this is what I'm wanting. Yes. And the secondary. So you can pick whatever you want, but I like to run it this way, just because this is my talents that I really do like for my assault rifle. And what you want to do is come down here, since I have a Savage gloves for assault rifle, and we'll show you the assault rifle, and we'll talk about the gun. assault rifle gloves, Savage. All right, we got a 924 armor with 1266 stamina, and of course it's Savage. With 1251 assault rifle damage, 6% critical hit chance, and 16% critical hit damage. And as you can see, my DPS went up to 325,050, and I do believe my toughness moved somewhat a little bit. Now, we'll go in here and we'll actually show you. This is a 19% enemy armor damage. I believe it goes up to a 23%. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. This is not a really good enemy armor damage off of an assault rifle, but this is a lightweight M4. So this is the best one I have for the talents that I'm looking for. Now, 20.9k a bullet. You can just say 21. Now, responsive is talent, unforgiving, competent, and destructive. Now, the reason why I picked destructive is because this is more of my PvE build, not my PvP. Okay, so I can just melt them away in your PvE. That's why I got destructive, and that's what I wanted. Destructive is not very useful as in far as the DZ anymore or the Last Stand. Yes, it can knock off the armor, help knock it off, but once it's knocked off, that talent has no effect anymore. The reason why it was so useful in 1.5 is simple, because armor was the meta, right? So you wanted all the talents and everything possible to knock off the armor off somebody. That way your bullets could start doing the major damage. Well, now it's not the case. So I'd say don't run destructive in PvP, but do what you want. It's your build, it's your game. You paid the money, you enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it. I'm enjoying this game the way I want to enjoy it. Now, other than that, guys, I will go down here and show you. I've got an extended mag with 111% magazine size, 2.5% critical hit chance, 5.3% rate of fire. I've got a scope with 7.5% critical hit chance, 2.5% stability, 5.5% headshot damage. I got a muzzle with 16% headshot damage, 2.5% stability, 2.5% critical hit chance, and 43% reduced threat. And a underbarrel with 18% critical hit damage, 5% optimal range, and 5% reload speed. Now, I guess you guys want to see what kind of crits and all these things. Now, with this gun alone, 21.5% critical hit chance, 67% critical hit damage, and 97% headshot damage, right? And even so, I did change out two things. I'll go down here and show you. It's pretty much the same thing, guys, of what I had already with the SMG build. Now, I guess you want to see some numbers, don't you? Yeah. Well, I'm going to show you with Barrett's chest piece also adds more damage. Like you can see right here, when you only have one skill on cooldown, you're actually going to increase your damage by 5. All right. So we're going to pop booster, which is even going to give me more. All right. So say I'm going to be using the benefit of one skill pop for Barrett's chest piece, which is 5% extra damage. And I'm going to be using responsive and competent by popping a skill, and I'm within 10 meters of the target, plus booster shot. Now, you've seen that my bullet damage was 20.9, right? Now, when I pop all of this, when I shoot, you're going to see, with all this activated, and it don't take much to do that, you're going to see what it's going to be able to do. On the pop, this is with assault rifle. Look at that, 29,575 body, 58,114 head. Now, this should run you around 10 to 15 seconds, being able to do that if you're within a 10-meter range of doing what I just did. That's pretty good. Now, you can sit here and you can see that this is pretty steady. And go up here. Pretty good, right? I think it is. But like I said, there's always work to do when you're building certain builds. So what we're going to do is come back to the MP7, and I'm going to be showing you what it can do right quick before I end the video. So let's see, fierce, responsive, unforgiving, and confident. We're going to go over here and change out these gloves for the SMG gloves. Remember, right here, guys, 20, or not 20, but 17.6K a bullet, right? All right. You're going to see a lot of crits going on here, okay? So get ready. So I've done all this, I switched everything out. Now we're going to pop and see what this does. Now this is an MP7, bear you in mind. 24.9 or 24,933 for bodies, and a 40.391, 40,000. Now that is, like I said, just with assault rifle within 10 meters with all this popped and this going on, okay? So you can see that it's pretty deadly, but then we're going to show you a little stability off of this. All right. Now, guys, this has been my AlphaBridge showcase. This is the SMG and assault rifle build off of that. If you want other builds from the AlphaBridge, LMG, shotgun, you know, all these things, I'll be more than welcome to actually start collecting those guns and show them off for you. Other than that, guys, this has been JustHitSquare. Like, comment, subscribe. It really does help me. And guys, thank you for stopping by and having a look at my videos. You have a great day. We will see you next time.